social media can be a good judge because they can be very brutal, or then they can show you a lot of love. For me, acting never really takes a toll on my mental health. It's never happened. I just feel the OTT platforms have given so many opportunities to so many actors like myself. I'm very happy with like just doing smaller characters which I haven't done before. First makeup item that I remember buying was probably a Maybelline mascara. I would probably say Sonam because she's just so fashion conscious.
Hi Sayami, welcome to Bollywood Hangama.
Hi, thank you so much for having me over.
Congratulations on Unpaused. And how has your reaction been to the reviews so far?
Thank you so much. The reviews so far have been very kind, and more than the reviews, it's just like lots of people writing in on social media. I think social media can be a good judge because they can be very brutal, or then they can show you a lot of love. So, thankfully, with Unpaused and my films and my projects this year, social media has been very kind to me. So, I'm very grateful to all the people who have been kind and shown love.
So you were one of the few actors who've managed to work in three different genres in the past year, given the conditions. What did you have sort of a plan of action in mind?
Didn't have any plan of action. The only plan I had was to kind of take up work which I genuinely felt good about. So even if it was like a small role in special ops, or it was choked where I was completely playing someone who's non-glamorous, someone who's much older than my age. So as long as I felt good about the role, good about the script, I go ahead with it. So that pretty much is the plan. I keep it very simple. If I feel it, if I feel connected and I feel good, it's a yes for me.
So projects like Choked or Unpaused and Special Ops for that matter, these projects tend to take a mental toll on your health. So a toll on your mental health. So did you have like a separate prep that you went through for a project like Choke, because it was a completely uh, polar opposite to what you exactly are, the character.
Well, personally, for me, roles don't really take a toll on my mental health as much as everything else that comes along before getting a role, or the rejections you face, or the failures you face. I feel that is way more difficult than kind of preparing for a role. So, be it Breathe, where I'm playing an escort, or be it Special Ops, or be it Choked, where Choked, I'm playing someone who's very frustrated with life and who's having a very tough life. So when you play these different lives, you're actually leading a life which is not yours, which is so exciting as an actor because you get to play so many different lives. So you pick up from other people, you pick up from the world around you. So actors are always, stealing and robbing from everyone around them to make this life, and then from themselves as well. So for me, acting never really takes a toll on my mental health. It's never happened. I've never played a very dark character yet, so I don't know how that would be because all the characters I've played have not been dark at all. So probably when you're doing like a film like Badlapur, that's when
Hmm.
you go into a different space, and that's different, which I haven't played yet. I'd love to. But so far, every time I get onto a project, it's just very exciting to explore this new life. That's how it's been.
The projects that you did in 2020, what sort of appreciation and apprehensions did you have regarding your roles?
I didn't have any apprehensions at all. There was I did it with complete conviction when while reading the script in itself, like with Breathe, it was I knew it was Abhishek's story, but it was again my role was something which was so different from anything that had been offered before Breathe. Like I signed on Breathe a long time ago. Or then with Choked, it was again a role which I don't think anyone would have imagined me even looking that part or being able to pull that part. Or then with Special Ops, it was a very small role, but it was just, I thought, a very, very crisply and well written story. And I think it was just something that I knew that like a Neeraj Pandey is going to do a brilliant job with. So with every project, there was a certain reason I did it. And I'm just glad, like when we started talking, I'm just glad that people like have shown a lot of appreciation and have liked it a lot. because I also know the other side of it. When people don't like it, I know what is spoken and how it comes straight to us on social media. So
Right.
there is no keeping it away from us. So I've seen both sides to it. So it feels great when your work is appreciated.
What is the importance of OTT according to you? Like, had it not been the lockdown, do you think it would have surpassed the conventional entertainment mediums?
I don't think, I mean, a few people have asked me this question before, that do you think that the lockdown has caused this big boom of the OTT? I don't think that's entirely true, because, we saw with like Mirzapur, or we saw like a Delhi Crimes before lockdown. There were so many shows which did so well before lockdown. So clearly people were sitting at home and watching things, and, liking only content which is really very, very good. So which that
Right.
is what the OTT has opened up, is that you cannot be lax, you cannot have, sloppy writing, you cannot have a not well edited show, because everyone's patience has become so less, saying that
Yeah.
अरे 20 minute कुछ नहीं हुआ, चलो change, I'll watch something on the next platform. So everyone, there is so much content out there that you need to be really good with what you put out. um, so as I just feel the OTT platforms have given so many opportunities to so many actors like myself. So be it actors, be it writers, it just opened up like so many avenues for so many people who were struggling to find work.
So, in terms of your future roles, is there anything you have in mind or a role that you would really want to play?
I'm always excited when there is like an author back role like Choke that comes along, because that's like the greedy actor in me, where you want to like, very rarely do you get like a role like Choke so early on in your career. You'll
Yeah.
eventually gradually get it at some point, but I was very lucky that it came along at such a early stage in my career. So I mean, it will always be exciting to kind of be um, the game changer, or be the like the main protagonist who the film runs around, or the show runs around. That will be the most exciting place to be. But if not that, I'm very happy with like just doing smaller characters which I haven't done before. So, like I said, maybe exploring something which is very dark, which I haven't done
Yeah.
before. Or like just the exciting thing is to always do something new. So, maybe I don't want to play an escort again. Maybe I want to play an escort who's different. Like, I don't want to, like, Shirley in Breathe was the reference was Julia Roberts from Pretty Woman. So maybe she should be someone who's completely different. So,
Right.
like, I want to find some difference in something that I do with every project that I do.
So, while you were shooting during the lockdown, what sort of precautions did you ensure to like keep in mind? And was there like a ritual that you followed before and after going on the set?
So I actually, my family has been like Gulshan's character from Unpause. We have been completely paranoid and like complete hypochondriacs. So, well, obviously on set there was a lot of protocol of everyone in PPE
Yeah.
kits, and everyone was tested and like masks the whole time. Obviously, the actors had to get their masks off. But otherwise, like the protocol, like my family did not let me eat on set. Like I used to take ghar ka khana in a dabba and like eat in a corner. And like when I used to come back home, I used to stay like in a separate floor away from my parents. And like there was crazy amount of things that I followed. If I continue talking, it will go on till the night. So there was just like a lot of crazy things that we followed when I was shooting.
Moving on to the beauty segment, which is the first makeup item that you remember buying?
First makeup item that I remember buying was probably a Maybelline mascara, because I still remember like I was just like in college, and like in I was in Xavier's, and like all the girls used to have their kajal and like their mascaras, and I used to just go there like with no makeup, because I was going to college. But then like we were going for a party, and I remember like the only makeup I'd put was like mascara and like a lip gloss.
One makeup hack that you've learned as an actor over these years.
Like a little bit of under eye covering, because over the years you tend to, when you're overworking, it's one area which you need to kind of, if at all, that's the only area that I need to kind of focus on. So um it's pretty simple. I've got like if I've got a corrector, which is a derma corrector, and then like a little derma under eye thing that suits my skin. And
Hmm.
for me, it's always been very minimal. Like not too much has changed
Yeah.
from college. I've always kept it very minimal, so there won't be more than like mascara, a little lip tint, and like a little bit of under eye coverage if needed if the night was late.
One makeup trend or ritual that you followed since the beginning?
I've actually not followed any trends because I don't follow makeup trends at all. But at one point, I think the winged eyeliner had become really cool. I think like 2 years ago, everyone was doing it. And I didn't bother trying to do it because my hand wasn't steady at all. So I didn't even bother doing it. But it was used in a couple of my photo shoots. But I'm not someone who follows too many trends.
What's your daily makeup routine like?
Daily makeup routine is having no makeup. That's the best routine to have. Uh, but like if I'm going out for a meeting and like now everything's on Zoom, but if at all I'm going out, stepping out, where like I said, there is nothing more than just a little bit of under eye coverage, mascara, and a lip gloss. I don't do anything more. So even if it is like a big meeting with a big director and producer, mera makeup itna hi hota hai. It doesn't get more than that.
Which is the best setting powder according to you for creasy eyes?
I think I mean, I use the MAC loose setting powder and I think it's
Hmm.
worked very well. But again, it differs with your skin type and like I've tried
Right.
out a whole lot of things. So like Bobby Brown doesn't work as well as a MAC does. So, it completely depends on what works for your skin type. So you need to go through that little bit of experimentation. Ki this has worked, this has not worked. So even like a lot of times, the Krylon Derma ka loose powders work a lot for people. So it
Yeah.
completely depends on what suits your skin.
Which is the best concealer that you've used so far?
For me, my best concealer is Derma, and I've tried out everything. Like I have tried out all the products, but I feel for Indian skin and Indian weather, it's the most durable. So it's not like, especially if you have long days, like you step out in the morning
Yeah.
and like you don't have time to constantly be like touching up. It's the most durable thing. Like even MAC doesn't come close to probably what a Derma does. So I'm extremely desi when it comes to concealers. So I've tried everything. Like you name the brand and I've tried it, but this has worked wonders for me.
Describe your perfect mascara. What qualities would you want it to have?
I actually use a YSL mascara, which it doesn't become too clampy. I don't like
Yeah.
when it becomes too clampy. So it's very smooth and it's got like the heater thing to it, which really works. So
Ah.
I really recommend that to a lot of people because it's got like this. It's got the brush on its own has a heating thing to it, which makes it like it smoothens out your lashes very beautifully, and then you don't need to use that like very
Eyelash
scary
curler.
eyelash curler. Yeah,
Yeah. Five beauty products that you always carry with you.
that I always carry would be sunscreen. I use an Avene Emulsion 50 sunscreen, which I've been using forever. Lip gloss, I mean lip balm because I just always use lip balm or like a lip tint. So either a lip tint or lip balm, and like lots of
Yeah.
times you get lip tints which can even be just used as a little bit of blush, and it
Hmm.
can be used for both. So those are great. Mascara because that's something I use all the time. Three, makeup remover. Four, if that counts.
Yeah.
So I don't think I can think of, and then kajal because sometimes it's just something that um, it's nice to put on some kajal sometimes.
If given 10 minutes to do your makeup, what would be your routine?
I might sound very boring, but my routine is the same like throughout. So my makeup routine doesn't take longer than 10 minutes, which is why like a lot of people are very surprised that I get ready really quickly. Uh, so it's just moisturizing your skin well and then a little bit of concealer on the areas where you feel you need it. I'm not someone who likes caking up makeup or people
Yeah.
who like really cake up their face because
Hmm.
everyone is naturally beautiful. You should just let your face be the way it is. And then I just feel a little like a mascara to open up your eyes a little bit, and
Yeah.
then lip tint, lip balm, which works for you.
What tips would you give to cover acne?
Again, a good corrector because a lot of time again depends what color your skin color is, but like a a good, like a orange kind of will break the like that deep orange that you get. So just like a
Yeah.
good corrector, and then a little bit of concealer, with loose powder. So I feel that uh, if you keep caking it up more, it will start popping up more. So the more you cake up, the more it
Yeah.
pops up. So that's something which one should remember, is not to cake up too much.
What do you prefer? Fake eyelashes or natural ones?
Natural any day.
Like, because you guys have a lot of outdoor shoots and everything, how do you make your makeup last?
When we are shooting, obviously we have our makeup team constantly touching us up
Yeah.
at every time, when we need touch ups. But like again, like I said, like you need like certain products are very good for like the air conditioned studios and stuff. So if I'm using like a Bobbi Brown or a MAC, I use it indoor and it works well. But
Hmm.
as soon as you step out into the Indian heat, it's all like melts away.
Yeah.
So you just need like a product in India for Indian skin which doesn't melt away very quickly. And
Hmm.
then I mean, there's no harm touching up every whenever you feel like your makeup's running down.
How would you pick your perfect red lipstick shade?
My perfect red lipstick shade would, it's always a classic because a lot of times,
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen a few people who like to have their red lipsticks, but then also do like really loud eyes, which doesn't work at all. So
Yeah.
it needs to be classic. Either the eyes are heavy or the lips are heavy. So if you're like, I don't remember the shade, but there's this one particular shade of MAC. This one MAC makes great lipstick. So I feel that it's
Yeah.
just about again going with your skin tone. That red MAC needs to go with your skin tone. So it's
Right.
very personal again.
What is the one mistake that you've committed in terms of makeup that you swore you'd never do again?
I mean, it was for a fashion shoot, so it was all right. But the team like forced me to try black lipstick, and I just couldn't pull it off. So I don't think I'll do that again.
According to you, how bad is it to sleep with your makeup on?
It's the worst thing you can do to your skin. Like it's just murdering your skin and your pores, and nobody should do that. Especially like your eye makeup. You should just never just like rub off your kajal. Like a lot of Indian women usually just put like a liner and kajal. It's not so much concealer. So they should definitely not like just rub it off and wash it with water. You should
Yeah.
not do that. So I'm very particular. Like I actually spend like 45 minutes removing my makeup. So I take like, I mean, if you're shooting and then like if it's been a
Yeah.
long day, I actually take really long to take off my makeup. So it's very important to completely clean your makeup up because that's what kind of shuts your pores, and then you'll have breakouts and you don't want all that. Then you'll put more makeup. So you don't want
Yeah.
that cycle. So just keep your skin clean.
So, what is a nighttime skincare routine?
I mean, if I'm shooting, then it's a long routine where I will take a long time to take my makeup off, and I use what is it? Why can't I remember what I use? Anyway, I can't remember what that company is
It's
called.
okay.
I'm having a brain freeze right now, but I take a long time to take my makeup off, and then it just moisturizer. That's pretty much it. I don't do more than that, and also use an under eye cream because I feel that's something that you should do. Like if you're 23, 24, you are, I mean, even 18,
Yeah.
19-year-olds nowadays don't sleep at all. So it's just something that you should do because I feel that eventually will show up when you turn like 40 or older. So it's something you should try and start doing when you're younger.
How do you make your makeup look supernatural?
Apply as little as possible. It's as simple as that. The lesser you apply, the better it is.
Which is your favorite bath and body brand?
Wow. I really like Body Shop. Does that count?
Yeah,
Yeah, I think
it
that, I
does.
mean, yeah, I really like Body Shop. I really like uh, Kama. Like they have some nice things. So
Yeah.
again, few products from like Clinique is another brand that I really like. They have some really nice smelling things. So
Which celebrity, according to you, has the strongest makeup game in the industry?
I would probably say Sonam because she's just so fashion conscious that she's
Yeah.
very very good with what she does. And the nicest thing is that she has also embraced the faults in her skin. So she's not
Yeah.
someone Like I've seen her talk a lot about like her under eye problem, or I've seen
Yeah.
her talk a lot about how she uses corrector and how well she does it. So she's someone who's embraced, like she's someone who uh, has done a very good job with her makeup because she's so into the trends and she's so probably also setting trends. But she's
Yeah.
someone who I really think does a great job.
So when you go makeup shopping, do you have a budget planned or is it an open purse shopping?
Again, my needs are very minimal, so it doesn't require a budget because I keep them very minimal. But I tend to spend a lot on like like just body creams and like nice
Yeah.
smelling creams, because like hand creams and things like that. So I spend more there than really on uh, and I just keep buying a lot of mascara. So there's just like mascara that dries up at home because how much will you use, right? So
Right.
uh, I mean, yeah, you have these little.
Last question for the beauty segment. What is that one makeup advice you would like to give others?
Keep it simple because you will look beautiful without makeup as well. So keep it very minimal and simple, and always remove your makeup.
Thank you so much, Amy, for doing this with us. This is lovely.